channel Hello Professional Services. In today's video, we will talk about the major changes in the MSME sector in Budget 2024. And for today's session, we have an expert here with us, CHNG Bhandari, who is also an insolvency professional. So let's start today's discussion. So sir, my first question to you is, what are the major announcements made in the MSME sector in Budget 2024?
Mr. Pranav, thanks for inviting me. The major changes, you mean to say, it will be not a wrong word to say that it is an MSME budget, specially made for MSME. Many of the benefits have been given to the MSME sector. It was so many MSME sectors are looking to the government for major announcements, and that's what it is before it. So first of all, I would like to bring into your notice that government has announced a major changes, that is a credit guarantee scheme that will be introduced very soon. So that was the requirement for the sector, for the industry. Credit guarantee scheme means many of the borrowers are facing liquidity crunch today, and many of the MSME sectors payments have been piled up in debtors, so they need funds to run their business. Okay, so that's why even if they don't have any collateral security, they don't need it. Government has proposed to set up a self-financing guarantee fund. That means that will provide assistance, credit assistance up to rupees 100 crore for each unit, even in spite of the amount of the loan. Even if the loan amount is larger, the limit is up to 100 crore per unit. So that is very beneficial. You may to run a business smoothly and to compete in the coming market. So compete with the larger units. MSME sector needs this urgent basis. So that is a very welcome step. I would likely appreciate it. And second change is a proposal of a new assessment model for MSME credit. New assessment model for MSME. The problem was that the balance sheets of MSME sectors are not bankable. Not bankable means if they want to get more funds, if they want addition in funds to run the business, then the banks analyzes their balance sheets according to accounting ratios or profitability. Many parameters have been fixed by the banks, their boards and external ratings. So even in addition to that, bank asks for external ratings for the MSME sector, and which I think impossible for about 90% units to get BBB plus rating. So if you don't get BBB plus rating or AAA plus rating, you don't get additional funds or funds at a lower rate of interest. So that was the major problems. Now it has been abolished. Now there will be no need for the external ratings. Our finance minister has proposed an internal rating system for banks. Banks will do the internal ratings as per their system, which may be according to the many parameters, just like banks may check the financials turnover as per GST, because GST returns monthly turnover is available there, and compliance of GST, whether GST returns have been filed at time, and whether due taxes have been paid, and there is also parameter from income tax department. You can cross check there. Moreover, you may check it from the banking transactions of the MSME borrower, whether there are any bounce checks or any reverse checks. What are the credit transactions as per the turnover? You may match. So there are many internal parameters which bank may do that, but there is no need of external rating agency. And even if your balance sheet is not strong, then bank may enhance your limits or term loans on the basis of your cash flows in the business. If you have good cash flows, good profits, and good cash flows in the business, that is a single parameter. So that is a very welcome step, I would say, for the MSME sector. Okay. So third, I would like to enlighten on the third, that is for trade scheme for MSME sector. There is a proposal at the existing trade scheme that the business units having turnover of 500 crore have to mandatory enroll at the trades. MSME buyers. MSME buyers who purchase goods or services from the MSME industry, they have to mandatorily enroll with the trades, and this limit has been reduced. That was a demand for the last couple of years of the MSME sector, and this has been reduced to 250 crore only. Now the units, MSME buyers having turnover of 250 crores are proposed to mandatorily enroll with the trades. Trades mean that is a platform where MSME buyers and cash their bills from the government or banks and discount their bills from the government or banks. So the seller who sells their goods don't need to get the amount from the buyers. They directly get from the banks or other NBFs. More thing has been, there is a e-commerce export hubs which has been proposed to establish dedicated e-commerce export hubs to boost online trade finance. The government aims to create a streamlined regulatory and logistic environment to support the growing e-commerce sector. E-commerce step, I would like to appreciate it, and even the Director General of Foreign Trade DGFT is already collaborating with the Reserve Bank of India and other ministers to implement measures that will facilitate e-commerce. So many more schemes have been introduced, and I would like to thank our Finance Minister for taking care of the MSME sector.
Okay. So sir, my second question is, what is the mechanism the Finance Minister has proposed for MSME units which are facing financial stress in their loan accounts?
Good question. Mr. Pranab, you see, after COVID, there were many units which were financially stressed. Those were due to unforeseen events, unnatural events, events beyond the control of the MSME sector. But even if there is economic slowdown or any other reasons, there may be financial stretch, financial crunch to the MSME sector. So if the units who are facing financial difficulty to repay their loans or limits, and their accounts are not NPA, in that case, the government has proposed a credit score to MSME during a stress period, and through a new mechanism. A new mechanism will be launched very soon, that has been proposed in the budget, for the stressed asset account, while those stressed assets, those will be mentioned, specially mentioned account. Those accounts which are specially mentioned account will be taken care of to save them from NPA, so that the bank may help the units to come out of the stress. If they are facing any problem, and they have good orders in hand, they have good business in hand, but they don't have financials to pay bank or to pay their suppliers, the bank may refund them. So this type of scheme will be launched very soon. That will be a booster to the MSME sector who are facing financially crunch.
So next question is, in this budget there are some changes in the borrowing limit in the Mudra scheme. So please give us a light on this.
Earlier the limit of working capital or term loan is 10 lakh per unit under Mudra. So that is a very successful scheme. But now the government has proposed to enhance the limit of 10 lakh to 20 lakh.
Okay.
Only to those eligible units who have repaid their term loans or borrowings within the scheduled timeline. If you have taken the loan for 5 years, 7 years, and if you have paid the entire loan to the bank or NBFC, then you are eligible for another loan and enhancement up to 20 lakh. That is a very good question.
Question is, the angel tax is now proposed to be abolished in the budget. So what will be the impact of this on the industries and startups?
The angel tax is basically for startups companies. You have witnessed that after it was a very controversial subject, angel tax. So the major problem was that the companies were facing hurdle in getting advances or investments or funding from external or internal sources, domestic or international market, due to this angel tax, because it was treated as an income from other sources under section 56. So that was a major problem, and the startups got a dip in getting the funding even because of this angel tax. Many of the representations were given to the finance minister and government. So honorable finance minister has noticed it, and as promised, they have proposed it to be abolished. So it's a very good step. I think the startup industry will get good boost, and now there will be no problem in getting domestic or international funding. You may say domestic international funding will be smoothly flow to the startups. So I think more and more startups will come forward, and new units will come as new startups because of abolishing of this angel tax.
Okay, so thank you sir for joining us for this session. Thank you guys for watching our video. Please subscribe this channel for more videos like this. Thank you.